Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, where did this belly come from? It wasn't always like this. You're not alone. That stubborn belly fat seems to show up almost overnight after a certain age, and it just refuses to leave. Pants fit tighter. It's harder to move around comfortably, and maybe even getting up from the couch doesn't feel quite as easy as it used to. The truth is, belly fat after 60 isn't just about how we look. It can affect how we feel, physically, emotionally, even socially. But here's the good news. It's not too late. You can still lose that belly fat, and more importantly, you can do it safely without intense workouts or strict diets that make you feel like you're 20 again. Because let's face it, you're not 20. You're wiser, more experienced, and deserve an approach that honors your body as it is now. In this video, we're going to talk about simple, doable things you can start today. Things that really work. You won't need to count every calorie or run miles a day. These are gentle changes backed by science, but more importantly, they work in real life. Let's get into it. The first thing we need to talk about is something that surprises most people, your sleep. You might be thinking, what does sleep have to do with belly fat? A lot, actually. When we don't sleep well or don't sleep enough, our hormones get thrown out of balance. One of those hormones is cortisol. And guess what cortisol loves to do? Store fat, right around your middle. You may have noticed that the less you sleep, the more you crave sugary foods. Or the more tired you are, the harder it is to say no to that extra helping. That's not a lack of willpower. It's biology. Your body is trying to get energy fast. And that belly fat becomes a storage center, preparing for what your brain sees as a time of stress. So what can you do? Start by making your sleep a priority. Create a relaxing routine before bed. Dim the lights, shut off the TV or phone, and let your body wind down. Maybe read a book, do a little stretching, or take a warm bath. Keep your room cool and dark. Even small changes can help your body settle into a better rhythm. Now, let's move to the second piece of the puzzle, what you're eating. And no, I'm not going to tell you to cut out everything you love. This isn't about going hungry or following some trendy fad. It's about making small adjustments that have a big impact over time. Let's talk sugar. Sugar is sneaky. It hides in sauces, cereals, breads, even things we think are healthy. And as we get older, our metabolism slows down. That means sugar gets processed differently. More of it turns into fat. And guess where a lot of it ends up? That's right, your belly. Now, I'm not saying you can never enjoy a slice of pie again, but start being mindful. Read labels. Swap sugary snacks for things like nuts, fresh fruit, or Greek yogurt. Instead of soda, try water with a slice of lemon or cucumber. You don't have to go extreme. Just start shifting away from sugar little by little. I knew a woman named Carol, 67 years old, sharp as a tack, full of energy, but she had this stubborn belly that wouldn't budge. We took a look at her habits, and guess what? She wasn't overeating, but she loved her sweet tea. 2, sometimes 3 glasses a day. Once she swapped that for water and herbal teas, her belly started to shrink. Not overnight, but steadily. And she felt better. 2, less bloated, more alert. Food isn't just fuel. It's information for your body. And when you feed it well, it responds. You'll notice your clothes start fitting better. You'll move more easily. And you might even find your mood improving too. Now that we've looked at sleep and sugar, let's talk about movement. Notice I didn't say exercise. I said movement. There's a difference. Exercise can feel like a chore. Movement, on the other hand, is something that can be enjoyable, even joyful. You don't need to join a gym or start lifting weights unless you want to. A daily walk, just 20 minutes around the neighborhood or even inside your home, can do wonders. When you move, your body burns fat more efficiently. Your digestion improves. And perhaps most importantly, your brain gets a boost too. One thing that helps target belly fat specifically is adding a bit of gentle strength. Again, you don't need a fancy setup. A couple of soup cans, some light dumbbells, or even using your own body weight while sitting or standing can activate muscles that support your core. Think of it as giving your belly area a little extra attention, like a gentle wake-up call. Just a few minutes a day adds up quickly. Movement also helps you sleep better. And as we already talked about, that helps reduce belly fat even more. It's all connected. The trick is to find something you actually enjoy, whether it's gardening, dancing in your kitchen, or stretching in your living room. If you enjoy it, you'll stick with it. Now that we've covered the importance of quality sleep, being mindful of sugar, and getting gentle daily movement, it's time to look at something that many people forget about when it comes to belly fat: stress. Yes, stress isn't just something that makes us feel overwhelmed or anxious. It also has a real physical impact on our bodies, especially after 60, when we're already navigating changes in our hormones, energy levels, and routines. Stress can silently sabotage all our other efforts. When your body feels stressed, whether it's from a big life event or just a daily buildup of small worries, it releases cortisol. And remember that name? Cortisol is that belly fat-loving hormone we talked about earlier. When it hangs around too long, it tells your body to hold on to fat, particularly in your midsection. You might have noticed that during times of stress, your appetite changes. Some people eat more, some eat less. Either way, stress can affect how we digest food, how we sleep, and how much energy we have to move. That's why managing stress isn't just good for your peace of mind. It's crucial for your belly, too. Now, let's be real. You can't completely avoid stress. That's just part of life. But what you can do is train your body and mind to respond differently. And this doesn't mean meditating on a mountaintop or learning complicated breathing techniques. It can be as simple as taking 5 to 10 quiet minutes in the morning to sit with a cup of tea, stretch, listen to calming music, or step outside and feel the sun on your face. Some folks find journaling helpful, just jotting down thoughts before bed to clear their mind. Others enjoy chatting with a friend, taking deep breaths, or even sitting still with their eyes closed for a few moments. The goal isn't to do nothing. It's to create space for your nervous system to relax. That's when cortisol settles down, and your body can start letting go of fat rather than storing it. And let's not forget the role that laughter plays in all this. Don't underestimate the power of a good chuckle. Laughter reduces stress hormones, boosts your mood, and can even tighten your abdominal muscles. Yes, really. Watch a funny movie. Call that friend who always cracks you up, or just give yourself permission to be silly once in a while. Life's too short to be serious all the time. Now, let's talk about another tip that might surprise you: hydration. Drinking water doesn't sound like a belly fat solution, does it? But hear me out. As we get older, our sense of thirst can fade. That means we might not feel thirsty, even when our body is running low on fluids. And dehydration can slow down your metabolism, make you feel tired, and even trick your brain into thinking you're hungry when really you're just thirsty. Drinking enough water helps your body burn fat more efficiently. It also helps with digestion, keeps your joints moving smoothly, and can even reduce bloating, which makes your belly look and feel flatter almost instantly. Here's a simple trick. Keep a glass or bottle of water nearby at all times. Try drinking a glass before meals. That can help you feel satisfied without overeating. If plain water feels boring, try adding slices of lemon, cucumber, mint, or even a splash of fruit juice to give it some flavor without piling on sugar. You'd be amazed at how much better you feel just by staying consistently hydrated. More energy, clearer thinking, and yes, a trimmer waistline. Let's pause here for a second and take this in. You're already starting to see how everything works together, right? Better sleep helps your cravings and metabolism. Less sugar helps your energy. Gentle movement supports digestion and muscle tone. Managing stress reduces cortisol. And staying hydrated keeps your whole system running smoothly. These aren't crash course tips. They're real-life habits, gentle, sustainable, and kind to your body. That's what makes them work, especially after 60. Because you don't need to fight your body. You just need to support it in the right way. And when you do, it responds with more energy, less bloating, and a feeling of lightness you might not have had in years. And speaking of support, let's talk for a moment about food again, but not just what to avoid. Let's focus on what to add. Specifically, protein. After 60, our bodies start losing muscle more quickly, especially if we're not active. And less muscle means a slower metabolism, which can lead to more belly fat. But there's a simple way to fight back. Eat enough protein. Protein helps maintain and build lean muscle, even if you're not doing heavy workouts. And the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns, even while resting. This doesn't mean you need to eat steak every day. Protein can come from all kinds of sources: eggs, beans, yogurt, nuts, fish, or even a protein smoothie. Start with breakfast. A lot of folks start their day with just toast or cereal, which doesn't give your body what it needs to stay full or energized. Try adding an egg, a spoonful of peanut butter, or a handful of almonds. It can make a big difference in how your body feels and burns fat throughout the day. One woman I spoke with, Joan, told me she used to feel exhausted by mid-morning. Then she started adding a little protein to each meal, some cottage cheese here, some grilled chicken there. Within weeks, she noticed her belly getting smaller and her energy lasting longer into the day. And she didn't have to give up her favorite foods. She just balanced them better. It really is that simple. Now that we've talked about the power of protein, there's one more tip I want to share with you, one that doesn't get nearly enough attention, and that's consistency. You see, none of these changes need to be extreme. You don't have to turn your life upside down or start living like a fitness guru. What matters most is doing small things consistently, because at this stage in life, our bodies don't respond well to sudden shocks. What they do respond to is kindness, patience, and a steady rhythm. Think of it like tending a garden. You don't need to flood it with water or pile on fertilizer overnight. You just need to give it the right amount of attention, a little each day. That's when things start blooming. Your health is the same. If you drink more water every day, if you move your body even gently, if you ease your stress, if you sleep a bit better, and you give your body the fuel it needs, you'll see the results. Slowly, yes, but surely. And remember, the scale isn't the only way to measure success. Belly fat can be stubborn, but even a few inches lost means less pressure on your organs, lower risk of disease, and more comfort in your clothes. Not to mention better energy, better sleep, and a lighter step. So don't get discouraged if your progress doesn't show up in big numbers. Instead, pay attention to how you feel when you wake up. Do your pants feel a little looser? Is it easier to stand, walk, or bend? That's what real progress looks like. That's your body saying, "Thank you for taking care of me." And speaking of taking care of yourself, can we talk about something just as important as the tips we've covered? Your mindset. Because it's easy to feel like change is too hard or like it's too late. Maybe you've told yourself, this is just what happens with age, or I've tried before and it didn't work. But here's what I want you to know, and I mean this in the heart. It's never too late. Your body hasn't given up on you. In fact, it's just waiting for a little bit of help. And once you start showing up for yourself, bit by bit, day by day, it'll start showing up for you in ways that might just surprise you. You have more control than you think. Not by force, not by punishment, but by care. You can change the way your body stores fat. You can improve your energy, your digestion, your confidence, just by treating yourself like someone worth caring for. Because you are. I've seen it happen. I've seen people in their 60s, 70s, even their 80s, make small shifts that led to big changes. One gentleman told me he started walking every morning with his granddaughter. At first, it was just 5 minutes around the block, then 10, then 20. Within a couple months, he noticed his pants were looser and he wasn't huffing and puffing just getting up the stairs. Another woman started replacing her evening snack with a small bowl of berries and Greek yogurt. That one change helped her sleep better, and before long, she wasn't as bloated in the mornings. She said the biggest change wasn't even in her belly, it was in her confidence. And that's really what this is about. Yes, we're talking about belly fat, but underneath it all, we're talking about freedom, feeling free in your own body, moving without pain, sleeping through the night, feeling comfortable in your clothes, having the energy to enjoy the things and the people you love. That's why this matters. It's not about fitting into some old standard of beauty. It's about living fully and feeling good while you do it. So if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's this: you are not stuck. You're not too old. And you do not have to accept belly fat as just another part of aging. You have choices. You have power. And every small step you take matters more than you know. Start where you are. Pick one habit from today's video. Just one. Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe it's walking a little more. Or maybe it's adding a little protein to your meals. Whatever it is, stick with it for a week. Then add another. Before you know it, you'll start to feel different. Stronger, lighter, more in control. And when you do, celebrate that. You've earned it. If this video spoke to you, I'd love to hear your story. Have you made any small changes lately that help you feel better? Or is there one habit you're thinking of starting today? Share in the comments. I read them, and I love seeing how this community supports each other. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps this video reach more people who need it. And make sure to subscribe to the channel for more simple, encouraging tips to help you stay healthy, independent, and energized at any age. Thank you for spending this time with me. You're doing better than you think. And every step you take toward your well-being, no matter how small, is a step toward a stronger, healthier, happier you. Here's to living your best life, one small, kind, powerful choice at a time.